Chapter 16, Part 1, The Most Powerful Souls in the LCS. Days after arriving in Canada, still grieving my sister and searching for life's meaning, I arrived at Rick's door. My friend from my first Shambhala awakening welcomed me like a wounded animal, offering MDMA to teach me love and mushrooms to reveal truth. Settling into his couch felt like preparing for surgery. Oddly afraid this time of what too many psychedelics could do to my fragile sense of reality, I started with just 1 gram of mushrooms, a couple crystals of pure MDMA, and a cautious puff or two of weed for my THC activator. I didn't forget it this time. After strapping on my blindfold, we set our healing intention as Rick's playlist filled the room. 30 minutes in, he placed 2 more grams on my tongue with the calm certainty of someone who knew exactly what I needed, because soon I would realize he was my spirit guide. The MDMA rose through my system first, each molecule carrying the message that I was loved beyond measure, beyond reason, beyond the stories I've been telling myself about my worth. This was medicine working at the cellular level of my trauma, rewiring decades of self-hatred with liquid Christ love compassion. I felt joy as it is meant to be felt, even far beyond what a child experiences. The love was so powerful, it made my heart chakra expand as if it was meant to carry the love of every human on earth. Then the mushrooms broke the fourth wall of reality. I found myself watching the most profound miracle in creation, the birth and death cycle of souls. Above earth, an endless sea of luminous beings waited their turn to dive into human form, each one blazing with excitement for the amnesia ahead. I watched them plunge earthward, like white comets made of consciousness, while others, the ones who'd graduated from flesh, ascended back home, carrying the wisdom only suffering can teach, except now they were even brighter than before they incarnated. Rick guided my journey with questions and loving phrases that sliced through the lies propping up my identity. When I confessed my anti-natalist beliefs, my awareness plunged deeper, and Rick's form shifted unmistakably into that of a spirit guide. His message shattered my intellectual arrogance. Knock it off. The universe wasn't making mistakes. I was. My crusade against birth was denying souls their chance to incarnate here. He brushed a feather across my entire body, and I felt layers of religious programming dissolving like salt in water. The fear of hell that had lived in my bones since childhood, the shame that had convinced me I was born in the wrong family, all of it swept away by this simple, sacred gesture. I didn't just understand oneness, I became it. Love and fear revealed themselves as the twin engines of existence, and love was the fuel that made everything run. When the song Nice to Myself by Elohim flowed through the speakers, something inside me that had been clenched tight for 39 years finally relaxed. I gave myself the gift I'd never received: unconditional love, self-love. Not the love that comes from it after achievement or improvement, but the love that exists simply because I exist. We really are all masters down here, I recognized. This life is the ultimate test of God. I transformed into a divine messenger, my consciousness expanding to address billions of souls about the sacred brutality of Earth School. I have suffered, far removed from the love I only knew, by concept alone. My voice, as deep as a masculine god could ever sound, resonated across dimensions, preparing them for the beautiful amnesia of human incarnation. I was the drill sergeant of the soul, readying them for a war they'd soon forget they volunteered for. I suffered for years with severe mental illness, lost siblings, faced numerous health issues, and lost complete sight of love, I said, as it echoed through the billions of souls in my landscape. This is not for the faint of heart, but for those who still choose love down here, you will become a god, because only a god can face such an impossible task in the land of unspeakable tragedy. 2 silhouettes appeared in the cosmic theater, mine and a woman whose face I couldn't see, but whose soul I'd loved across countless lifetimes. We embraced while stars danced around us like wedding confetti, and I understood that soulmates aren't found, they're remembered. This radiant being was both my future and my eternal past, proof that love transcends the small stage of any single lifetime. Welcome back, the universe whispered, and I understood this was my spiritual check-in, a pause between acts in the play of existence. We know it's been brutal down there, but you're doing exactly what you came to do. Oh, I yelled from the couch. Oh, that's what's been going on? I see it now. I get it. I get it. I get it. This is why the LCS places strands of divinity in mushrooms. Then they appeared, my brother and sister, formless but unmistakably themselves. My sister, the woman I watched struggle and steal and lie and ultimately die with a needle in her arm, was not just okay, she was magnificent. The trauma that had destroyed her human form had forged her spirit into something that left other souls in awe. Up there, beyond the judgment of earth, she wasn't society's failure. She was their inspiration. The heroin, the rape, the children born into chaos, all of it had been rocket fuel for her soul's expansion. These waiting souls looked at her the way humans look at war heroes, envious of the growth that only comes through living through actual hell. Tears poured down my face as my previous shame for her transformed from my sister, the heroin addict, to wow, my sister, the heroin addict. Once I saw how she signed a soul contract to try to overcome addiction and rape, and what was already clearly being shown to me as the hardest experience in the LCS, Earth life. I was so overwhelmingly proud of her up there where it really matters. She was the quote unquote envy of billions up there, while down on Earth, few would have traded places with her. My deceased brother also appeared as pure love without form, better than any earthly word could capture. He just said, I'm okay. I'm watching over you. In those sacred hours, existence revealed that this life isn't a punishment or a random accident. This is the universe's most sophisticated school, where souls come to remember love by temporarily forgetting it, where God, not knowing God is God, comes to test itself in love over fear scenarios with the highest stakes imaginable. And every moment of suffering, every injection of heroin, every funeral, every breakdown, it's all curriculum in the most important class we'll ever take. This wasn't just a drug trip. This was the universe peeling back the curtain and showing me the most beautiful truth I'd ever witnessed. Nothing is wasted. No one is forgotten. Everything is perfect and divinely orchestrated. And love, always love, is the only thing that's ever been real. I came down from the trip radiating with love for Rick and what he just showed me as my guide. I hugged him with a love I'd never felt in a hug before. I needed to integrate. So Chris picked me up and started me on a deeper spiritual crash course in what I had just experienced and to tell me what life really is.